In the small village of Willowbrook, there was a legend about a hidden forest deep within the hills, a place where animals could talk and magic was real. Most people thought it was just a fairy tale, but a group of curious kids, Mia, Jack, Oliver, and Sophie, believed otherwise. They had heard stories from the village elders about the hidden forest and a legendary treasure that could save their village from the drought that had dried up their river. One sunny afternoon, the friends decided to find this magical place. They packed snacks, water, and their sense of adventure, and set off into the woods behind the village. After hours of walking, they stumbled upon a narrow, overgrown path they had never seen before. "This must be it," exclaimed Mia, the bravest of the group. The path was lined with ancient trees whose branches formed a natural archway above them. As they ventured deeper, the forest grew darker, but also more enchanting. Glowing mushrooms lit the way, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Suddenly, the path opened into a clearing filled with sunlight. In the center stood a massive oak tree with a golden acorn perched on one of its branches. The children couldn't believe their eyes. Before they could move closer, they heard a voice. "Who dares enter the hidden forest?" Startled, the kids looked around, but they saw no one. Then, from behind the oak tree, stepped out a wise old owl with glasses perched on its beak. "It's us," Jack stammered. "We're from Willowbrook, and we need help. Our village is suffering from a drought." The owl tilted its head and studied them carefully. "I am Orion, the guardian of this forest. And these are my friends." Out from the bushes and trees came a variety of animals: a chatty squirrel named Nutmeg, a clever fox named Felix, and a kind deer named Luna. Each of them could talk, just like the owl. "The legend is true," Sophie whispered in awe. "Yes, it is," Orion replied. "And the golden acorn you see is the key to saving your village. But it won't be easy to obtain. The acorn is guarded by an ancient spell. Only those who prove themselves worthy and pure of heart can retrieve it." The owl explained that to retrieve the golden acorn, the children would need to pass 3 trials, each testing a different quality: bravery, wisdom, and kindness. The first trial took them to the dark hollow, where they had to retrieve a glowing gem guarded by a fierce wolf. Though scared, Mia stepped forward bravely and spoke kindly to the wolf, realizing that it was not fierce but lonely. The wolf, touched by her bravery and compassion, gave them the gem. For the second trial, the children had to solve an ancient riddle posed by a wise old tortoise living near the crystal springs. After much thinking, Oliver used his cleverness to figure out the riddle, and the tortoise rewarded them with a key made of silver light. The final trial led them to the Whispering Meadows, where a tree nymph was trapped by a spell. Using the key, they freed the nymph, showing their kindness. The nymph, grateful for their help, led them back to the clearing. When they returned to the great oak tree, it began to glow with a warm, golden light. The animals gathered around, watching in anticipation as the golden acorn floated down from the branch into Mia's hands. "You have proven yourselves worthy," Orion said, his voice filled with pride. "This acorn has the power to restore life to your village." The children thanked Orion and the other animals for their guidance. With the golden acorn in hand, they made their way back to Willowbrook. Back in the village, the children planted the golden acorn at the center of the dry riverbed. As soon as it touched the earth, the ground began to shake. The villagers gathered around, watching in amazement as the acorn sprouted into a magnificent tree, its roots reaching deep into the earth. Water began to flow from the roots, filling the riverbed and bringing life back to the village. The crops began to grow again, and the once dry fields turned green. The villagers cheered, praising the brave kids who had saved their home. But the children knew it wasn't just them, it was the magic of the hidden forest and the wisdom of its animals that had made it possible. Though the drought was over, the children often returned to the hidden forest to visit their new friends. They knew that the magic of the forest was something to be treasured and protected. And they also knew that the greatest treasures were not gold or jewels, but friendship, bravery, wisdom, and kindness. Every time they looked at the mighty tree in their village, they remembered their incredible adventure and the lesson that anything is possible when you work together and believe in the magic of the world around you.